Hello and welcome everyone, Tyrael here, and it's time I brought you a new Dark Elixir farming guide. I had one a while ago, but this is a new one. This is just revamped, and this is basically how I farmed my heroes up to max. There's a lot of other ways to farm Dark Elixir, and I'm sure people are going to be posting about it, but basically this is how I did it. I used almost entirely exclusively balloons and minions. I usually used about 20 balloons, the rest minions. You can use 16. I also use 16 at times. And this is not just for Town Hall 10, okay? I did this at Town Hall 9. This is how I got my heroes from level 17 to level 30, and then from level 30 to level 40. I just used this almost exclusively. There was a short time where I was down in, Crystal League, and I was using Bam and Barch and stuff. I did get some hero levels down there, but I wasn't farming for Dark Elixir. This is where I farm for purely Dark Elixir. The trophy range that I stayed at when I was at Town Hall 9 was between 2,500 and about maybe 2,900. I didn't really go above that. I did spend a little while in Champions League, but that's because I pushed up to Champions League, and I did find some good Dark Elixir, and I was able to take it and get the win. I'm actually going to be losing one of these raids, but it's farming. It doesn't matter if I lose. The point of this isn't to win. The point of it is to get as much Dark Elixir as you possibly can. Now, the bonus that you get, especially in Champions League, is fairly important to get, but it's not the be-all, end-all of all of this. Instead, it's all about getting every single drill and the storage. And for some things, you actually just maybe only need the drills or only need the storage. You're looking for people with about 3,000 Dark Elixir or more, preferably around 4,000 or more. Especially when you get above 3,000 trophies, you can easily find people with at least 4,000 Dark Elixir. And as you can see by this replay, in Champions League, you can easily find people with 5,000 Dark Elixir. Now, if you're wanting to find people with, 5,000 Dark Elixir, you may have to search a tiny bit longer. So you're not going to make as much gold. You can see I got 266,000 gold out of a possible of over 400,000. And really, you farm, if you're farming for gold, you hit 400,000 gold or 500,000 gold people. You're not going to be doing that if you're farming for Dark Elixir. Instead, you're going to be searching longer and then taking less gold from whoever you attack. So this will cut down on how much gold you get, but you will be earning approximately 4,000 to 5,000 Dark Elixir every raid. If you raid with 16 balloons, that's every 32 minutes. Let's just cut it down to 30 minutes and call it 30 minutes, which means you can earn 8,000 to 10,000 Dark Elixir per hour if you use a 16 balloon army. And if you want to be more relaxed and a little bit safer and use a 20 balloon army, you can do it every 40 minutes, which means you're earning between 6,000 and maybe 8,000, 9,000 Dark Elixir per hour, which is really good. I mean, your heroes upgrade for a week. If you're not gemming the build time, you will be stuck on full Dark Elixir and just be ready to upgrade every time they come off. Let's say every 3.5 days you upgrade a hero, and you have them alternating every 3.5 days. There's no chance that as long as you play regularly throughout each day, that you won't have enough to upgrade any hero to any level as soon as they're ready to be upgraded again. And what I did is I actually finished the build time. There's maybe 1 or 2 days left on my hero build times because I was hitting 200,000 Dark Elixir and all I had left was my heroes. But obviously not everyone wants to spend, I don't know, maybe 200 gems every week or so, maybe 400 gems a week, just to finish their hero build times to get them done just a little bit faster and not waste time on the whole Dark Elixir being full deal. But, I mean, you guys probably have some stuff to upgrade with gold still, so you can swap over to farming gold with the same exact army and go for guys with 400 or 500,000 gold while you're waiting for your heroes to be done upgrading. So in this, you can get your heroes upgraded as fast as humanly possible. Now, once you pass about 3,000 trophies, you will have to boost your spell factory. That's just how it is. You have to have more spells than you can build in 30 to 40 minutes, whatever. You're just gonna have to boost the spell factory. It's not that much. It sounds like it would be a lot to be constantly boosting it. It's not that much. And again, you can just stay 2,600 to 3,000 and still earn maybe 6,000 to 7,000 Dark Elixir per hour very easily, very relaxed, and you're not going to have to boost. And also, if you stay below 3,000, you won't need to have a hero awake. In Champions League, it gets tough to win if you don't have your heroes, because you can even lose with your heroes awake. But if you're down in High Masters League, you don't need your heroes to win. And I know, the wins don't give that much in Master League, the league bonus, but it adds up after a while. In Champions League, you get 1,200 Dark Elixir for a win, so just take whatever I'm going to get for this raid. What is it, 4,800? I get 4,800 for this raid. Alright, add another 1,200, so that means I got 6,000 for this raid. In Masters, it's only several hundred, but over the course of a day, it will add up. Just over the course of a day, not even the course of a week, it will add up to a lot. I do also plan to do a guide on how to do it with ground troops. This is how I did it. I did it with air troops. I did it entirely with air troops. That's all I did for upgrading my heroes. It took a few months to get my heroes up from 17 to 40, even with finishing some of the build times. But really, it doesn't matter all that much if you do or don't finish them, because you probably have a bunch of other stuff to upgrade as well. This was a bit of a low ball for picking a target. I got 3,156 available right here, but it is fairly far outside, and if you can't guess, this is the one I lose. But I'm just going to go ahead and lightning those. I do have guides on how to use balloons for farming and stuff like that, and how to use balloons for pushing, and they sort of overlap, because really, basically, 1-star pushing and farming is really no different, apart from the fact that while you're farming, you also have to make sure you hit up all those little collectors and storages and all that stuff while you're getting the 50%. I spam my minions a little bit too much here. You don't want to spam your minions too much. You want to pick off whatever percentage you can get as well. And you got to locate exactly where all the storages and all the collectors are for whatever you're trying to farm. In this case, Dark Elixir. So where the storage and where the 3 drills are. I saw that these were a little bit spread apart, but the vast majority of it is in his storage right there. Now, if you don't have your heroes up, you would just go all in right on that storage, and hell, you may lose, but who cares? It's not about winning, it's about getting the Dark Elixir. I have my heroes, so I'm just going to use my heroes to go in and get it. But at this point, you know, I've made some mistakes on this attack. This attack is not one you should base off how to do a Balloonion attack. Go see the other videos where I actually tried to make a guide about Balloonions. But also these skeletons, all from his witches. Sometimes you might want to carry a barbarian or two. Okay, more like 5 barbarians or something. Or an archer just to get those skeletons from the witches out. So if you do deploy a hero or both heroes, that you don't get caught up on all those skeletons. But of course, there's always the skeleton traps, which you can't really avoid. Combine that with the fact that the heroes pull you off center and then your Archer Queen is a retard, you're going to end up with 49% and you're going to lose 38 trophies, but who the hell cares? This is farming, not trophy pushing. If anything, I'm too high up for farming. I should be down below, 3,400. And don't go above 3,500 if you're going to be farming, alright? Just don't, because it's too much hassle. You lose a bunch of trophies. You have to actually consider your trophies when you're above there, because you're going to lose so much if you do lose an attack, and then you'll be down below 3,500 and then worry about it again. Just stay 3,200 to 3,400 if you're farming in Champions League. And you can, again, go as low as 2,600 or 2,500 and you'll still find good Dark Elixir. And if you go lower, you can attack faster. You can use the 16 balloon armies instead of the 20 balloon armies. Now, you don't want to go below 16 balloons because really the minions take longer to build at that point. When you have 16 balloons and you have 240 army camp space, the amount of minions you build will be exactly as long as it takes to make the balloons. It'll be exactly 32 minutes worth of minions. So if you go down to 12 balloons, then instead of waiting on balloons to finish, you're waiting on minions to finish, and you gain nothing. You gain no real amount of time. So that's how I farmed my heroes to the max. And there's plenty more to talk about on this subject, but for now, I'll leave it at that. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Tyrael, out.
Come on.